What's happening? Dieter Kurtenbach here in the East Bay. Warriors just beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 110 to 88. Yep, they played the fourth quarter, 110 to 88. Warriors over the Thunder. Far and away, I think the Warriors' best performance of the season. Let's go through the three things from this one. Number one, again, I haven't seen the Warriors play that well on both sides of the court this year. We've seen certainly better offensive games from the Warriors, but this was a pretty damn good one. But the Thunder being held to 32% shooting, mind you, they helped themselves in that regard. Russell Westbrook just kept shooting, couldn't hit the side of a barn. But that's Russell Westbrook for you. Klay Thompson was on him all night. Klay Thompson, I thought, was the player of the game. Not only did he get in the real estate between Westbrook's ears, but what do you have? 23 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Klay really likes playing in Oklahoma City. I think we knew that going into this game, and certainly nothing has changed there. But again, the Warriors just exceptional, flying around on defense, flying around on offense. There was a vibe, there was a rhythm, there was a verve to what they were doing. And Oklahoma City was just never going to match it. They don't have enough shooting. They don't have enough talent, straight up. And I don't think that they have enough good spirit to get the job done. It could be an interesting 7-game series should these two teams meet in the NBA playoffs, but ultimately the Warriors are markedly better than what Golden State's best, or than what Oklahoma City's best is. And so long as the Warriors come right, and they certainly did on Saturday night, you're not going to have to worry about Oklahoma City as a real rival. Houston, maybe another story, but we've now seen back-to-back games the Warriors bring their A game and kind of run both of those teams off the court, though the final score in Houston doesn't really reflect that because of a late-game collapse, if you will, once they kind of took their foot off the accelerator. Second thing in this one, we got to talk about the speed of this game. The Warriors, I just mentioned in that game against Houston, they let their foot off the accelerator, but in that game they also played at a slower pace, and I thought that slower pace applied to this game as well. There were certainly plenty of fast break opportunities. The Warriors are still deadly in those, and the Thunder want to push it every now and again. But I thought that the Warriors' execution in the half court, both offense and defense, was exceptional in this contest, even better than it was in Houston, and I thought that was a revelatory performance for the Warriors in Toyota Center. It's just working for them right now, and it's interesting what it took to get there. DeMarcus Cousins as the hub has really been an effective utilization of his skill set for Steve Kerr. Obviously, Stephen Curry, you don't want him necessarily on the ball all that much. Not that he can't do anything with it. Lord knows he's Stephen Curry. He can do whatever he wants with the ball, and he was fantastic at the rim tonight yet again. But you get the ball to Cousins and you let Curry run around the court as many times as he wants. He just breaks up the defense. Then you bring in Klay Thompson as a counter swirl. He breaks up the defense. And with the starting lineup, you have Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala, two of the smartest players in the NBA, 2 Hall of Famers in my opinion. You have DeMarcus Cousins with the ball in his hands, and if he doesn't have the ball in his hands, then it's in the hands of the playmakers, Iguodala and Draymond, or Curry or Thompson. I mean, like, where do you go from here if you're a defense? Boogie's passing was just on point again tonight. Andre Iguodala, I don't think he made a wrong step in this entire game. Draymond Green, we'll talk about him in a second, was fantastic. Klay, we know what he does in the Chesapeake Energy Arena. Chesapeake Energy. We're in the middle of Oklahoma. The Chesapeake Bay is on the East Coast. Doesn't matter. And then Stephen Curry was just fantastic again. Not the best box score stat line for Stephen Curry, but he really just threw daggers into the heart of the Thunder time and time again. And when you compare that to Paul George, who got off to a slow start and never really sped it up all that much, and then Russell Westbrook, who at one point I believe was 1 for 15 in this contest, it just broke their spirit. And it's those kind of plays, it's those kind of dagger threes that are so critical. The last 2 games for the Warriors have felt like playoff games, and it's so interesting to see them in that environment because it just brings out the best in them. And I think it brings out the best of the coaching staff too. The adjustments that the coaching staff has made, Quinn Cook getting 15 minutes a game, Jordan Bell is the second unit guy. These are kind of desperation moves in some ways, but they've really come through in an excellent manner. And I'm interested to see that Warriors are going to rest some people now moving forward, I would imagine, probably starting on Monday against San Antonio, going into Tuesday against Minnesota. That's a really tough back-to-back. I can't imagine that Steph Curry doesn't get a night off with Kevin Durant likely to come back for that Spurs game. I can't imagine that Draymond Green doesn't get a night off at one or the other with that tough 48 or 24-hour swing. So I don't know if we can put too much stock in those last two games, or these next two games, but these last two games you absolutely should. And it's interesting, of course, that Kevin Durant wasn't involved in these. Of course, the Warriors are significantly better. I want to say massively, I wanted to say infinitely. That might not be the case, but they're significantly better with one of the best players in NBA history on the team. But the system is always going to be somewhat tied to the players. And Kevin Durant is a player that wants to ISO, who wants the ball in his hands. He wants to take a little bit more time. I think that this could actually mesh really well if this is the new way the Warriors are playing, where they're going to try to slow it down, dominate in the half court, and use the skill set that they have to just play without so much pace and let stuff break up and really exploit half-court defenses. If that's what they're going to do, Kevin Durant's going to fit in wonderfully so long as he's a willing passer. And we've seen time and time again this year. It's not consistent, but we've seen it, that Kevin Durant is an exceptional passer of the basketball. So if this is the new way that the Warriors are going to play, Kevin Durant is going to fit right in so long as he doesn't want to change anything on the fly. He's going to get his points. He's going to get a lot of assists. He's going to get some rebounds, and he's going to probably get another ring if this is how the Warriors are going to play. Third thing, and this is just a little quirk before we get out of here. I know it's Saturday night. You guys got better things to do. Draymond Green went 3 of 4 from beyond the arc in this game. When Draymond Green makes more than 50% of his three-pointers and makes 3 or more in a game, I know that's a weird parameter, but 50% or more, 3 or more, the Warriors playoff and regular season 48-3. So there was no question the Warriors were winning this game. Should be an interesting one in San Antonio. Who the hell knows who's going to play? I certainly don't, but we will talk after that.